Wide receivers Cole Beasley and John Brown say that when they signed with the Bills, Josh Allen was the first person to reach out to them and say, "Welcome to Buffalo."
Rasmus Dahlin, the #1 overall pick in this year's draft. When he takes the ice tonight, he will be the youngest Sabres player to skate in a game since...
I don't know.
Pierre Turgeon in 1987.
What are the chances that the most notable player going to the Bills on day 3 of the draft was undrafted? I didn't see it coming. Former UB star Tyree Jackson did not hear his name during any of the rounds, but he tells me he signed with the Bills moments after the draft was over. I mean, it's not like he took a discount. $72 million, still a lot of money, and 8 years. That's quite a bit of term for the Sabres to commit to, but they have the cap space to make it work. And Jeff Skinner says he also is having a good relationship so far with Ralph Kruger, the Sabres' new head coach. I was looking forward to a battle between two ranked teams, but then Syracuse had to get upset against Old Dominion. Still a big game for UB. They're going to be a 4-point underdog in this game against the Orange. Over 50 years of Sabres hockey, there have been 27 captains. More than half of them will be at KeyBank tonight as the Blue and Gold get ready for their 50th home opener. For time in football, they could win a Monsignor Martin title or even a Catholic state title. It would still pale in comparison to the loss they suffered in the offseason.
Paul was a great kid. He had an infectious personality. I mean, he was always smiling, he was always laughing, giggling, making jokes.
He was the kind of person that if he was having a bad day, he was the type that'd make you feel good about yourself.
Paul Humphrey would have been a junior at Timon this year. This past July, he was shot and killed in the city of Buffalo. His teammates were angry, sad, and stunned.
I broke down crying. It was like my brother gone, so it's like I'll never see him again. I don't know. I was at the hospital when he died, but they wouldn't let me in. Too many people.
More so disbelief than anything, because it was just like he wasn't that type of person, and it just like didn't fit him, and it was just real shocking because nobody really expects that kind of news.
Joe Licata got the call at 3 in the morning. The next day, he told a few of his players to meet him at the school's gym that night. Timon's head coach brought a few pizzas and expected to comfort a small group of people.
There was over 150 kids there that just showed up. You know, it started with just a text to like 6 guys. So that just kind of shows you the community and what Timon's all about and how we really stick together.
Licata drew on his experiences at UB. He played alongside Solomon Jackson, a lineman who passed away a week after collapsing from an off-season workout.
When Solo had passed, we all just leaned on each other. I mean, we were sad, we were confused, we were hurt, we were upset. But the only thing that really made us feel better was by relying on each other. And I think that these guys have done a nice job of doing that. And some of these guys using football as a nice outlet to, get their anger out, their sadness out. It's just a way to be together and a way to cope with things.
Just as UB honors Jackson, Timon is doing the same thing for Humphrey. The Tigers have wristbands, helmet decals, a jersey patch coming during the season, and a new motto.
My girlfriend came up with "Together." We're going to all stick together throughout this whole thing and remember him. And so it's become a great motto that these kids have rallied behind.
Then there's the actual number 2. A different player will wear it each week, starting with Woodrow Corker, one of Humphrey's good friends.
First, it's an honor, and of course, like I want to play for him, so I know that was his number, so I want to make him proud and make his family proud, because I know they're going to be there watching. So I just want to make sure I play good and carry out his legacy.
Licata tells me that the Humphrey family is very appreciative that the Tigers are dedicating their season to Paul, and they like all the various ways that Timon is honoring Paul's memory. Their first chance to play in honor of their fallen teammate comes next week when they open up the season against Iroquois. In Buffalo, Ted Goldberg, Spectrum News Sports. When Tage Thompson was born, his father gave him an early start into the world of hockey.
My wife actually picked the name. One of the meetings was the sound of one with a lethal slap shot.
We're a hockey family, so it only makes sense that my name would have a meaning of hockey.
Brent Thompson played professionally for 15 years and introduced Tage to hockey in the middle of his career.
Put me on skates when I was 2.
The first actual time was outside, outdoor, bob skates.
Brent says Tage was always eager to get better at whatever sport he was playing.
Always active. To be honest, it would have been nice to watch him play baseball because I thought he was a better baseball player.
Were you better at baseball than hockey?
I might have been.
Tage took to hockey pretty quickly. His father tried to nudge him in a few other directions, which weren't as successful.
I tried to get him to play D at a young age. He absolutely had no desire to do it. He wanted to score goals.
You know, I tried to get a lefty stick in my hand too when I was younger. I heard a story, they brought home a lefty stick for me. He's a lefty, and I kept flipping it over and putting it as a righty.
Brent's playing and coaching careers moved the family all over the country. Tage remembers living in all sorts of cities.
Hartford, Springfield, Mass, Milford, lived in Long Island, lived in Alaska, lived in Peoria.
Those are just some of the places. Tage says his mother has the full list.
That's all he knows is the gypsy lifestyle, really, is we're one place for a couple of years, we're here for a couple of years, or we're here for 8 months of the year.
Regardless of where he lived, Tage always had a place to play hockey, and his family was always there to make moving less of a chore.
It was pretty easy for me, especially because I had my brother. He's only 19 months apart from me, so you know, we both shared that same passion of hockey, and you know, he had a best friend everywhere he went.
Little brother Tice is a freshman at Providence, while Tage is having his most successful NHL season with the Sabres. That hasn't stopped the 21-year-old from asking his father about how to become a better pro.
It was always, hey, Dad, what do you think? Or what can I do better? Or did you watch that game? And for me right now, I know when to back off. I think right now, he's in the NHL. He's under a great coaching staff and great organization.
He's played the game for 15 years and coaches, so he can't help but text me pointers and things I need to work on. But I think from now, or for a couple years now, he's been pretty good just watching as a father, and I think he's really proud of what me and my brother have both accomplished so far.
I asked Brent what made him most proud of Tage. Ironically enough, his answer had nothing to do with hockey.
I'm more happy about what kind of kid he is. I think he's pretty respectful. He's an honest kid, and I think those are probably the biggest things that I'm happy or proud about, is that he's a pretty respectful kid.
A respectful kid finding his way in the NHL with plenty of support behind him. For Spectrum News Sports, I'm Ted Goldberg.